From Caroline Levitt, President Trump is set to sign a string of major nuclear energy agreements with the UK during his state visit this week, building new plants to power AI and free the NATO ally from reliance on Russian nuclear material. That's cool. Trump's heading to the UK this week. All right, so the U.S. set to sign nuclear power deals with the UK during Trump's state visit. Now, I don't know if he's going to be there for the whole week. I'd be surprised if he is, but anyway, President Trump is set to sign a string of, all right, I just read that. So the multi-billion-dollar agreements are expected to be signed during Trump's visit with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer on the heels of the president's unprecedented second state visit with King Charles. The deal includes policies that lower restrictions on building new power stations in both countries. Anglo-American corporate partnerships are at the center of the new scheme, with U.S.-based X-Energy working with British firm Centrica to construct 12 advanced modular reactors in the northeast town of Hartlepool. I'm telling you, dude, these modular reactors, it's going to be revolutionary. It's revolutionary because they're going to start building these modular reactors on an assembly line. They're building them in a factory setting. So they're going to be rolling these things out one by one, probably eventually at the rate that they might be rolling like motor vehicles off the assembly line. I know right now they're not technically doing that just yet, even though they're building them in a factory setting in Tennessee. They're aiming to produce, last I read, it was anywhere from like 50 to 100 and then on up from there on an annual basis. So they're not going to be building like 30 a day or anything. But each one of these modular reactors, they can produce something like 20 or 50 megawatts, and other ones can produce even more than that. I mean, that's thousands of homes, like per modular reactor, potentially. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy and like one of the best ways imaginable. I've always been big into nuclear energy because you get the best return on investment long term. It's very safe. Of course, there's natural disasters. You can't avoid that no matter where you are in the world. But these modular reactors, they're supposed to be pretty environmentally safe and easy to shut down if something crazy were to happen, naturally or otherwise. So anyway, American company Holtec will partner with UK-based EDF with Tritax to create small nuclear data centers in Nottinghamshire. Today's commercial deals set up a framework to unleash commercial access in both the U.S. and UK, enhancing global energy security, strengthening U.S. energy dominance, and securing nuclear supply chains across the Atlantic. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said ahead of the deals, quote, "This is really focused on cooperation between the United States and the United Kingdom, and that includes commitment and determination to achieve full independence from Russian nuclear fuel by 2028, a senior U.S. official told reporters Monday. And I wonder how much money that we're going to be getting from the UK for that, too. At least the company's producing it. Quote, "We think that's critically important, really, the only way forward of getting us out of some of the energy traps that they find themselves in," the official added, noting the U.S. wants to encourage more allies to embrace nuclear energy. The UK bans the importation of Russian natural gas, but still relies on Moscow for some of its nuclear fuel. I mean, why didn't they just come talk to us? I mean, we got nuclear fuel. I don't know how much of it we're producing. I know we've got uranium mines in Utah, at least. Anyway, Starmer said that he believed the projects are a part of a golden age of nuclear that will create thousands of jobs and drive down costs in the long run. And let's see. So that's Sellafield Nuclear Reprocessing Plant in England. And not smoke, that's steam, water steam coming out of those things. This landmark UK-US nuclear partnership is not just about powering our homes. It's about powering our economy, our communities, and our ambition, the Prime Minister said in a statement previewing the deals. Plus, once some of these modular reactors go online, I mean, once they start, I don't know if mass produce is probably the right way to put it, but once they start factory producing these things, how could your energy bills not go down? But with building these units and just letting them run on essentially autopilot for like 50 years or whatever, it's probably not a whole lot different from those miniature nuclear reactors they have like on aircraft carriers, you know? I mean, I not for sure. I'm just making a comparison. Maybe it's similar to that. Anyway, U.S. tech executives are also seeking to announce investments in the U.K. during Trump's visit, including OpenAI's Sam Altman and NVIDIA's Jensen Huang. Trump's visit with the king is the first time a foreign leader has been invited for a second state visit, and the 2-day trip is full of pomp and circumstance. Okay, so it's only a 2-day visit. Trump was last granted the honor in 2019 and was hosted by Queen Elizabeth II. The president will arrive with First Lady Melania Trump to Windsor Castle on Wednesday morning, where they will be greeted by King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Catherine, Princess of Wales. I might actually see that. Isn't it crazy, the American fascination with the British royal family? Like, anytime there's a big event like that, especially like if our president's going to meet him, it's going to be all over TV, I'm sure. Trump will then lay wreath on the tomb of Queen Elizabeth at St. George's Chapel, Windsor, before taking in a musical performance at Red Arrow's acrobatic team flyover, and then heading over to the state banquet at Windsor Castle. King Charles wearing his weird shorts. On Thursday, Trump and the First Lady are heading to Chequers Estate. Did I say that right? Chequers Estate. Well, they will meet with Starmer to discuss economic deals and how to end the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. For the White House, the trip symbolizes a continuation of the strong bilateral U.S.-UK relationship. The trip also comes as the U.S. is set to celebrate its 250th anniversary of independence from the island nation. Oh, that's funny they mentioned that. This historic second state visit is set to highlight and renew the special relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom. At the same time, the visit will recognize and celebrate the upcoming 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, a senior U.S. official said on a phone call Monday. While the U.S. and U.K. have had a strong partnership in trade during Trump's second term, signing the first trade agreement in the president's tariff war, there have been several hiccups in relations that could mar the bonhomie. The Trump administration, particularly VP Vance, has been strong in criticizing the UK for its social media censorship policies. Well, yeah, I mean, they should, or he should. Discussions over freedom of speech may come up, and it's something the administration is very much focused on, a senior U.S. official said. Starmer also fired Peter Mandelson, London's ambassador to the U.S., on Thursday after emails were revealed showing he praised late convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. What the fuck? Good, man. Fire his ass. Is that all you're going to do? All right, so that's it. I'll link that in the description if you want to take a second look at that. Maybe I skipped something that you want to have a look at, but it'll be down there. So far, that's the only one. Usually I've got like 7 articles by now, but it's a video kind of night. There are a lot of video clips. I didn't plan on that. Anything that I find when I'm looking for content to talk about during the day, if it looks relatively important or interesting to talk about, I bookmark it and I talk about it. It just happens to be a night without very many articles.